Hey everyone, Nubkeks here. Shadowlands launch is only 4 days away at the time I'm recording this video. So today I'm going to walk you through your top priorities for week 1 in the Shadowlands, what you absolutely need to do. And I'm going to be covering this in 7 simple and easy to follow steps. 7 simple steps doctors don't want you to know. It will change your life forever. We'll have some fun with this one, right? But yeah, I'm obviously really looking forward to the Shadowlands. I hope that you are all too. The most important step, a bonus step, is to have fun, of course. If you want to hang out with me during week 1 while you're leveling and check out my progress, etc., I'm going to be streaming pretty much most of the day, every day, over Shadowlands launch week for sure. So I'll catch you over my stream. You can find links in the description. Step 1 on your Shadowlands to-do list is pretty straightforward. It's just to get up to the new max level of 60. Now, there's a couple of quirks to this, however. So first of all, you need to do all of the main quests in each of the zones. That's really important because that's what allows you to choose a covenant when you reach level 60, which then opens up all of, or nearly all of, the max level content in the game. In terms of the amount of time it's going to take you to level up, I'd estimate roughly 15 hours for an average player to level up to 60 in the Shadowlands. You've got 4 zones, so we're talking about 3 to 4 hours per zone. So if you can play for 3 hours a day, it's going to take you about 5 days to reach max level, and then you'll have 2 days left over in this first week to do the other things I'm going to mention in this video. You know, it's the launch of a WoW expansion. If you want to get absolutely everything done and be as optimal as possible, you will have to put a lot of hours in. Also, a word of warning when you're planning out your week: expect the expansion launch to be rocky from a technical standpoint, from server stability standpoint, okay? Expect it to go badly, and then if it goes well, you can be pleasantly surprised. But yeah, compared to BFA, where Alliance and Horde were on 2 different continents with a choice of 3 different zones each, and you could start in any one, every single person and their mother is going to be leveling up in the Kyrian zone first. Everyone is going there, so it could get kind of rough. I expect it could get very rough indeed. But while we're talking about doing our best and leveling up in Shadowlands, why not also level up your real-life skills with the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. One awesome creative opportunity that immediately struck me was a workshop hosted by Allison from Skillshare that's going to be running from November 23rd, so just at Shadowlands release, through to December 21st, where you can create a daily drawing practice. And for me, the appeal for sure is that there's hundreds of other people also taking part in this workshop. I find just a really motivating thing to help me do something that I would love to do and want to do, but working completely on my own would be a struggle to fit into my daily routine. And there's just an incredible range of other topics too. Learn how to make a book cover design, learn how to mix dance music, or another one I might check out here to make my Shadowlands guides better, presentation essentials from Simon Sinek, one of my favorite speakers actually, on how to share ideas that inspire action. So yeah, check out the link down below to find out more, and as a bonus, the first 1,000 people to use my link in the description below will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership. Step number 2 for week 1 of Shadowlands is to work on your professions. This is something you can actually do, of course, while you are leveling, and you can definitely craft some really powerful bind and pickup pieces. Again, check your individual profession to find out which pieces you could craft for yourself. In order to make your legendary items, which we'll talk about later on in the video, you're going to need base pieces of armor from the different professions. I'm not sure if these will sell for a lot of money. There's going to be obviously very high demand, but also very high supply, so maybe an economist can let us know how much these they think these will go for. If you're concerned about gold, of course, the start of the expansion is a great time to make gold. Everyone is going to be leveling up their professions for the new Shadowlands stuff, so all of the new Shadowlands reagents, all of the materials you can gather are going to be selling for a premium. So it's a great time to make some good money that you can then use to, again, buy new gear, buy whatever it is that you need for going into Season 1. The third step, and this one will sound a lot more intimidating than it actually is when we break it down, we're going to be looking at world quests, callings, and renown. Once you unlock your Covenant Sanctum, you're going to quickly realize you need a few things. You're going to need renown. This is kind of the equivalent of leveling up your artifact weapon in Legion or leveling up your Heart of Azeroth in BFA. You can earn renown levels for your Covenant. How do we earn renown levels? Well, for every step of your Covenant campaign that you complete, you're going to get a point of renown. So make sure to always do your Covenant campaign whenever a new chapter becomes available. You'll also get 2 weekly quests in your covenant. One will ask you to collect souls from the maw, and we'll cover the maw in our next point, and the other will ask you to collect some anima. You get anima from basically any content in the game. You're going to get some from dungeons, from PvP, from raiding, basically everything, but the biggest source that you're going to be using in week 1 is of course from your callings and your world quests. Callings are the new version of emissary quests, if you're familiar with those from BFA and from Legion. Basically every day you'll get a new quest in your Covenant Sanctum that will ask you to go to a particular zone and just do some of the world quests there. And just like the emissary quests, you know, they'll stick around for a few days at a time, so you have some time to get these done. So yeah, like I said, it's not as bad as it sounds. You're going to do world quests to finish your callings. Those callings are going to give you some anima, and that anima is going to finish one of your renown quests. Then you're also going to be going to the maw. You're going to be collecting souls over there. That's going to finish your other renown quest, so that gets you your renown, plus all of the nice little items and pieces of gear that you've been collecting from doing those world quests along the way. Step 4 is going into the maw. So you'll actually get your quest to go to the maw very soon after setting up your Covenant Sanctum. And think of the maw essentially like a sort of timed treasure hunt, right? You can go around the maw doing quests and collecting Stygia and souls, the unique resources there in the maw, but you're limited by this Eye of the Jailer system. Whenever you do things in the maw, or just even simply spending time in the maw, is going to attract the Eye of the Jailer. This is going to rank up over 5 stages with worse and worse punishment. Once it reaches stage 5, you got a couple of minutes to escape the maw, otherwise you're just going to die horribly, right? That's a hard cap on how much you can do in the maw in a given day. And that's a crucial thing. The Eye of the Jailer is going to reset daily, so you do have a little bit of a daily grind. It's actually quite like the assaults, the N'Zoth assaults, if you played in the last patch in WoW, in patch 8.3. There's going to be some weekly quests that you can do in the maw, which are going to be very efficient, and you're definitely going to want to do those. And then if you really want to grind out your Stygia as fast as possible, then you can keep going back every single day and max out your Stygia gain per day. It's going to be less time efficient, but if you really want to min-max, then it's something that is worth doing. And you can spend that Stygia at a vendor in the maw to get things like power-ups for Torghast to make your Torghast run smoother, or eventually you can get items to add sockets to certain pieces of gear. You know, they're relatively small benefits, but they will add up over time, and it's certainly, I think, worth doing on your main character. Step 5 then is going into Torghast. You'll unlock access to Torghast through doing your quest through the maw, and Torghast is essentially an infinitely repeatable, sort of roguelike journey. If you want to find out more info about Torghast, I have a few videos looking at Torghast in depth, from how hard Torghast is at its maximum difficulty, to how hard it is running as a tank or a healer, or just general information in terms of how Torghast works overall. Now, the main reason you want to do Torghast is that there are 2 wings open every single week that will reward you with Soul Ash, and Soul Ash is the currency that lets you build legendary items. Now, in fact, as I was getting the show ready here today, as I was writing the script for this video, Blizzard actually announced that they're going to be limiting the difficulties that are open in Torghast per week. So for the first 2 weeks of Shadowlands, only layers 1 to 3 are going to be open in Torghast. That's difficulties 1 to 3. Now there's actually 8 difficulties total. They're going to open up layers 4 to 6 for week 3, right when season 1 begins and the raid and the Mythic Plus dungeons open. And then the hardest difficulties, layers 7 and 8, are going to open up with the Mythic raid. So that's 1 week after. So week 4 of the expansion is when they're going to open up. What you need to know for week 1 though, well, week 1, you want to make sure you get into Torghast, do both wings of Torghast on layer 3. That's the 3rd difficulty. It's going to be the highest difficulty you can do on those weeks, and that's going to give you the most Soul Ash you can get, which is going to get you really nicely prepared for week 2, when you can craft your first legendary item. Speaking of legendaries, that's step 6. So you won't be able to craft a legendary in week 1. Blizzard has confirmed that you cannot earn enough Soul Ash. However, what you can do is you can start unlocking the recipes to craft the legendaries that you want. So in order to unlock legendary recipes, you have to follow the quest through the maw and into Torghast until you unlock the legendary crafter. And from that point on, these legendary recipes will be available to buy for reputation and will start to drop from different sources. Some of them are guaranteed drops, but some of them are not. And some of them are not going to be available in week 1, so that's definitely something to watch out for. So for example, for me, looking at my Shadow Priest, what's probably going to be my best legendary actually drops from one of the raid bosses. That means that it's going to be no use to me in week 1 or 2 because the raid isn't open in those weeks. So I have to make a fairly tough decision there actually, and I do suggest that you consult with your class Discord or check out your class guides to figure out what's right for you and your specs specifically and your goals in the game, whether you're going to be crafting one of your legendaries, even if it's not your perfect one, at the start, if it's easy to obtain and easy to unlock to give you a nice step up at the start of the expansion, or whether you're going to try to delay until week 3 when the raid opens, and then hopefully you could drop your ideal legendary, craft that up. For example, if what you care about most is mythic raiding, that might be the best thing to do, so all of your soul ash goes into your best legendary. Again, consult with experts for your spec, check your Discord, check your guides online to figure out what is going to be best for you. And then finally, step 7, where can I get the best gear in week 1 of Shadowlands? And the answer is you're going to get that in Mythic Dungeons. This might actually be one of the first things you could do when you hit max level. If you have a group of friends, you could take your friends and go through and do each dungeon once on Mythic difficulty. You can only do dungeons on Mythic difficulties once per week, so this is a weekly goal. But again, this gear is going to help you get through Torghast, and it's going to help you do your world quests, etc. If you don't have a set friend group, you might want to spend some time doing some heroic dungeons first, doing some world quests first, to get a bit of gear so that you can actually find a group to do your Mythic dungeons. But yeah, there's 8 different dungeons on Shadowlands launch. They're going to be dropping item level 184 gear on Mythic difficulty, so make sure in week 1 that you can, if you have time, go to every single one of those dungeons, clear it on Mythic, and get a chance to drop that loot. Do it again in week 2, so then you're going to have a nice set of gear ready to go when the raid opens in week 3. So there you go, guys. They are the 7 steps that you should be taking in week 1 of Shadowlands to have the best start possible. If you're trying to min-max your character, you definitely want to be efficient. Try to level up relatively quickly, so you've got a few days at the end of the week to work on your other weekly tasks. Rank up your professions to get some nice gear from that, or to make some gold. Make sure to get your 2 Renown quests done in your Covenant Sanctum, so that your Renown starts to power up. You start to unlock more soulbind trees. Do your Calling quest every day. That's the new emissary style quest you get from your Covenant. Head into the Maw and do the intro quest there, unlock Torghast, and then also make sure to do the weekly quests in the Maw. Then if you have time, come back every day and do some daily quests there for some extra stitcha, for some extra perks. Unlock Torghast and make sure to do a layer 3 run in the 2 wings that are open to get the maximum amount of soul ash that you can get in week 1 through doing your quests in Torghast. Unlock legendary crafting so you can start dropping those legendary recipes, and check your class guides to figure out where those legendary recipes will drop and which ones are best for you, so you can focus in on that and be well set up to craft your ideal legendary in week 2 or week 3 of the expansion. And then finally, the best source of gear for week 1 of the Shadowlands. Make sure to do Mythic difficulty in every single one of the dungeons, all 8 of the dungeons, to get item level 184 gear. And there you go, guys. Do all that and you've done a great job in week 1 of the Shadowlands. If you're feeling extra brave, if you're extra min-maxy and efficient, do it again on a second character. But yeah, most importantly, I hope you guys have fun. I think Shadowlands is going to be an awesome expansion. Maybe check out some of the class ranking videos I have on my channel. If you're not quite sure what you want to play in the Shadowlands yet, maybe check out some of my Torghast videos to see what's in store for you there, or come hang out on the stream, because I'm going to be doing all this stuff myself as well. And thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.